the most important thing I want to say to you very, very loudly, I am a frustrated student. I'm presently trying to learn Mandarin, yoga. I constantly sharpening my sword. So again, I'm just so excited to be here because the balance of the remaining of my life, I'll just be a student. And so I really enjoy this. This is my 37th year on Wall Street. I can't wait to get in every day. I have such a passion in my belly for what I do, and that's what compels me, because I really truly love it. Okay, 9 securities licenses, 2 degrees from NYU. I'm very honored that Wall Street paid for my education, and so just that little cosmetic background on myself. These tenets, these things I want to share with you, they're not poured in concrete. This is my humble opinion. If I'm here to think about pontificating to you that I have some ecclesiastic wisdom, absolutely not. These are just humble opinions, but I feel they resonate. And I truly wish that when I was your age, people were saying this to me at the stage you are in your life. So again, these are humble opinions that I think that are worthy of your attention. So let's go with the first one. Matt, should we just hand them out to everybody? Oh, good, fantastic. The very first one, Harry Truman came up with it. Ronald Reagan took it to another level. And it really is fundamentally the most profound thing I could share with you. It's amazing how much we accomplish when no one takes the credit. Because if you think that you are the epicenter of the world, if you think you're the only person who can get it done, and you're not a team player, and you're not going to get the right people on your team, you will never be successful. If you look at the whole history of anyone that's been very, very successful, he's allowed, or she's allowed, the team to maximize. Yes, the person at the head of the table has to, gather the people, focus the people, but allow them to maximize their benefits. Yes, give them guidance. Yes, sometimes you have to, straighten them out and put them in the right path. But if anything you take away from this, it's definitely all about teamwork. Not one individual can run a company. Absolutely not. Just surround yourself by more talented people, by people that are passionate and that you should be honored to represent. Okay, the second one, there's an ocean between the lip and the pen. And I really want to elaborate on this, okay? I was thinking about, the class prior. I know it was a short notice, and I was thinking about, Mary was kind of challenge me that in Dante's Inferno, hypocrites, does anybody know where hypocrites lie in Dante's Inferno, which ring? By any chance? Okay, it's the 8th ring. And hypocrisy, as you all know, if you say one thing and do another, that's a hypocrite. So when I say to you all about there's an ocean between the lip and the pen, honor the people that are involved with your company. Have it in writing. Make sure there's a clarity of ownership. There's no confusion whatsoever about their responsibility. Never put a person that is in your team, in your company, in your opportunity, that they are unclear about their ownership, their focus, and their compensation. Honor the person. Make sure the person is given in writing and it's signed that this is the structure of the relationship that that person has with your company. Never let that person ever wonder, am I going to get equity? What is my compensation? If I maximize it and I create, what is my further compensation? Let it always be in writing. And on that note, this is very important to me. When payday comes, let the check be signed and waiting for the person. Never be in a company, never be involved with anyone that doesn't honor the person and is preoccupied about their compensation. Be the first one in that office that day and make sure when they arrive, their check is waiting for them. It's very, very important. Okay, He who has the checkbook runs the company. I've seen it in so many companies that, okay, the person with the checkbook, okay, that person is running the company. You know, they might have all different titles, all different responsibilities, but okay, you at the head of the table, and if you're that person with the checkbook, you have a responsibility. If someone else has the checkbook, you make sure that that person is responsible and has the delegation to honor you about payment, structure, and responsibility. Okay? You know, the fourth one is that, you know, I'm really thinking about Mary and what St. Francis is doing. Because trust me, I'm not here because I can't. You know, there's a fallacy about teaching. Those that can't teach. Listen, I'm here not as teaching, I'm here just sharing, but the people involved in this course are people that are successful, and there's many definitions of success. All I'm trying to say to you is that it's not some academic thing. It's not something that someone got a PhD and never was in the practical world. It's completely the opposite about this course. It's about people that have done things in their lives in a business environment and not just in the academic life. So it's very important that you understand, not about me, but other people that come here, they're taking their time, and these are people that can and have done it. So be cognizant and be respectful of that. Okay. Between the stimulus and the response is a space, all right? Measure twice. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. Everything you do, plan it, document it, test it, validate it. Please, you know, I know that Mary gave, you know, my card. Right now, I'm not here saying that I have your answers, but what I'm trying to say is, please, if you have questions, if I can help in any capacity, if I can direct, you know, I'll be honored. So, you know, right now, the most important thing is that if you come up with an idea, test yourself. You know, go to the marketplace. You know, talk to people about it. Constantly challenge yourself and validate your ideas and your concepts. Right? And that's not just in the beginning, that's during and ongoing. There's a Middle Eastern philosopher named Khalil Gibran. Has anyone ever read The Prophet? Right? Well, you know, two things I want to talk about writers right now. Please, if you don't mind, take this down. Number one, his name is Khalil Gibran, and he wrote his epic tome is The Prophet, and I highly recommend. And one of his, you know, it's a beautiful saying in my humble opinion, rest in reason, move in passion. And the reason we talk about that is that, can you repeat that again? Yeah, rest in reason and move in passion. And it goes back to, you know, validating, challenging yourself, making sure that, you know, you write out your business plan, that you validate it, and you rest in thought. And after you've done all your homework, get out of my way. I will take no answers. I'm going to get it done. I've done my homework. I've done my research. I have talked to people. I have validated. And now no one is going to get in the way of my dreams. I'm going to move in passion. The other thing I said to you, and you know, it was just recently, I was overwhelmed with this about second thing I want to bring to your attention. I'm going to pose a question without knowing the answer from the class, and I'll be embarrassed if there's a no answer to this. Are you familiar with Malcolm Gladwell? Okay, great. Thank God. Thank you. Malcolm Gladwell, devour everything Malcolm Gladwell has written. Tipping Point, Outliers, his recent book, David and Goliath. Read. You're in a special class, and it will come back diamonds for you. Read everything that Malcolm Gladwell has written. It will come back professionally, and more importantly, personally, how it will affect and make your life fuller. So read everything you can get. And he's only written 5 books, and it's a joy reading his works. So, and he just recently lectured in Brooklyn, and in Park Slope. I have pictures. I was like a kid. I mean, I couldn't even say. I was so excited when he autographed my book. No hypocrisy. Read everything that Gladwell has written. All right, and then you understand both the rest and reason, and move, and passion. Okay. The 7th, and I gave you a little glimpse of it. If you think you know it all, experienced it all, what a crying shame. Absolutely not. I'm telling you, I really beat myself up constantly that I'm not reading enough. I told you, I'll practice. Dubachi, Chenhua, Kueshua, Putunqua Ma. I am practicing and learning Mandarin right now. And there's a plethora of reasons why. The reason we're talking about that is that you're students presently, and you always have to remain students. In anything that you do in life, constantly challenge yourself, constantly keep on learning. It's not a final destination, it's a beautiful journey. Please, that's another thing. You're in a college, you're in your beginning of another level of academic, constantly keep on challenging yourself, constantly keep on learning. Yeah, it's kind of interesting what Mr. Edison said. The most certain way to succeed is always try just one more time. Okay, never give up. Never give up on your dreams. But be realistic. If you vetted it and you challenge yourself and you feel that one person gave you a no, second person gave you a no, and you feel that you've done your homework and you feel so passionate about it, don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, and it's too easy to say, I can't raise the money. That person that I thought was a mentor bailed out on me. Okay, I had the wrong person in this department, in this service, and again, the most important thing is the constant challenge and the spirit of never giving up. And there's a realistic moment behind that. Sometimes you have to reevaluate, but if you've done your homework and you truly believe in your cause, please, it's profoundly simple to never give up. Okay. It's kind of interesting, number 9, and me, Mary, were challenging myself. So, Mary, I don't know if you want to talk about number 9, if I'm allowed to deviate a little bit, or,
sure.
Yeah.
Deviations or new opportunities.
Yeah, exactly, Mary. Right now, I'll just share a quick story, and we won't go into the present overhyped media of a certain movie, out there in the community. All right, and I see this young lady smiling, so I got to be really careful about this. But what I want to do just very quickly is this is an IPO. This is what a book looks like when investors buy initial public offering, and it's a great Brooklyn story. And the operating company was called Child Aerobics, and in 1994, on 369 Avenue U, a childhood friend created an indoor playground for children. Now, I can tell you this right now. An indoor playground in the inner city during the inclement weather we just have right now, instead of going to Marine Park, Prospect Park, any park, locally, just imagine that children were allowed to go into an indoor playground and play and not be preoccupied by weather or security and interact with their friends. So the operating company had a fundamental great idea. And it went after 2 months. After 2 months of operation, it went initial public offering, which is unheard of. And I'm not going to hand it out, but I'll let this young man just, this is a statement. Could you tell the class what the net credit was in the statement? And if you say it loudly, I would appreciate it.
$9,341,049.
What was the date? I'll help you out a little bit.
June 24th, 1994.
Great, thank you. What was the name of the person?
John Paul DeVito.
Is John Paul DeVito here? Okay, now, okay. Page 30 of the prospectus, if you would be kind enough to say what John Paul DeVito's equity and compensation was. Don't be preoccupied, it's blatantly obvious. It might confuse you. Should I help?
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing. Your colleague just said in 1994, $9,000,003 was deposited in my name. In the legal prospectus, there is 0 under my name. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look at tenant number 9. What is the definition of success, right? Is it about the dollars, or is it giving back to society? Okay, I got a problem with this guy. $9.3 million, he gets 0. He takes the exposure as a director of a public company. What's my title?
Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, Secretary, Director.
Thank you. A director of a public company, no compensation. Wow, that's a lot of exposure. Why did I do it? I did it for 2 reasons. A, it wasn't about the money. It was about the smiles on children's faces in this first indoor playground. It was overwhelming. To this day, I can remember my oldest daughter that went there, how much fun she had, and how great that was for children. Second reason I did it, a childhood friend. I helped him accomplish his dream, and there was no way I was going to jeopardize the happiness of children and a smile on a friend's face to get his dreams done. Okay, I'm also practicing. After it went effective as a public offering, I resigned from the board. But I accomplished my goal. I got the money, I allowed them to operate their company, and I'll leave it at that, all right?
So
Okay.
the point is, you don't do it for the money.
I know, profoundly so, and it's evident. You know, again, I'm a capitalist, but I'm a man of faith, and I know altruism does not pay bills, and I know you need capital to run your future companies, but there's other motivations, there's other definitions of success rather than the 9.3 million in someone's account. I get more satisfaction, believe it or not, doing something like this and seeing some of the faces right now in this class. That to me is a moment of humble success for myself, right? It's not always about the money. It really isn't. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It helps. The love of my life is Mel, and it makes her very happy. There's a paycheck coming in. Kristen, my youngest, just came back from London for Syracuse University. One of my companies has handsomely paid 2 college educations. Hey, I'm not naive. I know we have a financial responsibility, but at the end of the day, take a look at some of the people. Look at what Warren Buffett is doing. Look what Gates is doing. They're giving all of their money back. All of it. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I had the opportunity to go to Omaha, Nebraska, and I passed Warren Buffett's house. You would be amazed and humbled by the modest home he lives in. All right? So again, with running your business, you have, yes, a financial responsibility, but I humbly think you have a society much greater responsibility. Okay. The last one is really in respect to my father. I'm first generation in the United States. My parents came from a small peasant farm in Italy, and my God, it's amazing how much they accomplished without any education, a phenomenal work ethic, and he drilled very hard that, easy died a long time ago. Nothing of value comes easy. Nothing of value comes easy. Yeah, we sometimes hear about, Snapchat, ludicrous valuation, 10 guys, a multi-billion-dollar valuation, never made a red cent. They are so far opposed to the dichotomy of what really happens in the world. So again, you gotta work hard. You gotta work smarter. You gotta challenge yourself constantly. It doesn't come easy. There's various, turn my history on the street, there's people that say, to be overnight success, it takes 2 years. I email one of my partners, it's taken one of my companies 10 years to be successful. Okay? So again, nothing comes easy. Very rarely does that opportunity come, and it's just one in a million. So just be cognizant that it's tough out there. It's brutal out there. You know what? I'm going to take just a break, and I'm not saying this cosmetically. I'm saying this so passionately. I'm so excited about your generation. I really am. I'm thinking about two of my colleagues. And it's interesting you use colleagues, not employees, colleagues. One of his name is Jason Heckler, one of his name is Max Melmed. And one of my companies is SpeedRoute, and his employees are 14, and every single one is so talented. One of them is named the Professor. It's a gentleman named Rob Colucci. But the reason why I'm talking about Jason and Max, they're your age. They just graduated. They're in their early 20s. Jason's doing his master's in computer science at Brooklyn College. And the reason why I bring that up, I can't believe how talented they are. I mean, your generation has so much information. Your generation has either two things about knowledge. Either you know it or you know where to get it. And that's unheard of in any generation since the dawn of time. You know it or you know where to get it. And it's so fascinating to me, your talent. And it just overwhelms me on a daily basis. It really does. I am so excited about our future, and God willing, one day my grandchildren and my children's future because of you guys. You guys will bridge tolerance. You guys will cure, the depletion of the ozone. Again, it's just so exciting, the talent and the information that you have access to. And you have a responsibility. You really have a responsibility to yourselves and to this great world that we live in. I'm just very excited about that. Okay, 9/11, Tower 1. I was on the 87th floor. Okay, you Google my name, you'll see the whole story. Front cover of the New York Times that Sunday. Out of the Blue by Richard Bernstein. I'm in the book. I'm in 3 books. It's not about me. Let me give you, because Mary opened it up, and then we'll go into entrepreneurial. There is no doubt in my mind that mankind is good. We're in St. Francis. I'm honored to say to you, I'm a sinner, but every single day I go to a Lady of Victory on Pine Street, and I say a prayer. I'm a man of faith. That day, and I'm not here to try to convert anybody, to find faith. Yes, I am a Roman Catholic. Please forgive me what I'm about to say, because this is for me. This is my moment. I know what Jesus looks like. And he's an Irish fireman. And I'm going to just leave that on the side. But where Mary's going is that I worked for a minority firm. It was called May Davis. And there were over, I would say, 70 employees that reported to me. I was the chief operating officer. Thank God only 14 people were there that day. God rest his soul. He will always be my head trader, Harry Ramos Jr. He gave his life. He gave his life for a total stranger. The point where Mary is going, because I don't want to spend any time talking it's relevant, but not in reference to this class. But what Mary's leading me towards is that, okay, I had a very formal Wall Street background. I worked for some interesting firms, top tier 1 firms to, secondary firms. But after 9/11, I just made the decision that I was going to do something on my own. And I was very, very fortunate, very, very fortunate to come up with gentlemen that I'm still in business with. I'm excited about the brilliance of 2 brothers, Tom McSherry and Bill McSherry. They're amazing mathematicians, and they write the most elegant code. And again, there's just a great team. I mentioned one guy I called the professor. So we've been together 14 years. I marvel. We do 4 to 5 million trades a day. We do more trades than every single discount broker, E-Trade, Schwab, TD. We do more trades than all the discount brokers combined. And it's a great team. I can't wait to go back to work. And so, yeah, there something occurred in my life that said, you know what, goes back to Dante's Inferno about hypocrites. I really do. What I say, I do. And so it was my chance and my time to say, that's it. I'm not going to go back into the bosom of Wall Street and work for a firm. I'm going to try to do it on my own. Okay, I'm involved with I'm involved with 4 companies, so I'll give you, all 4 companies. SpeedRoute. SpeedRoute is a very unique broker-dealer, a Wall Street firm. All of our clients are other brokerage firms and exchanges, and we provide solutions to equity execution. It's a great company, and so that asset is a broker-dealer, and the name of the company is SpeedRoute. Then we have equity in another broker-dealer called Pro Securities. And Pro, have you heard about dark pools, alternative trading systems? That's another separate broker-dealer that has a specific focus and function. I have another operating company called IntelliClear. It does high-volume processing. So SpeedRoute executes trades, IntelliClear processes trades. Last but not least, I have a renewable energy company that I'm a director. It's called VFH Turbine. It's kind of interesting company. It's come up with a new solution to create electricity from turbines in a specific segment. No, social responsibility. Man, it's a great question. I'm honored to say this. There are so many. I'll give you a perfect example. His name is Isaac Simon. And Isaac just recently was written up in, I think, USA Today. Isaac is a big producer at UBS, and he got his start on Wall Street through me. And there was an event that he indirectly keeps on reminding me that I saved his career, the social responsibility. Once a week, Isaac goes out and feeds the homeless. And he points to me that because of my contribution to his career, he's allowed to do that. So it's about helping. Again, I have gone around the country, speaking. So again, about that event. So again, it's kind of interesting. One of my mentors on Wall Street reminded me about my responsibility, and I have a little problem about managing that, but. Man, so I'm trying to say, I'm constantly giving back, constantly, and I can't wait to give more.